Hello everybody, welcome to today's math lesson. Today we are starting with something called multiplication triangles. As you can see, I've got a series of triangles on the screen. Let's start with some easy ones. So 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 4 is 12, 3 times 5 is 15. The great thing about multiplication triangles is it makes multiplication and division a breeze because the numbers in the entire triangle represent our products at the top, but if we go down, we can also divide very easily. For example, 12 divided by 3 is 4, 12 divided by 4 is 3, 15 divided by 3 is 5, and 15 divided by 5 is 3. Now, the reason I set these up is because when it gets to integers, let me get my pen going here. If we have negative values, and let's do this one for example, let's say that we've got negative 3 times positive 4, the product is going to be negative 12. So whenever we have two different integer signs, so if we have a negative times a positive, the result is going to be negative. So let me scroll down here. So if we've got the same signs that are being multiplied together, in other words, a positive times a positive equals a positive, it's a negative times a negative, it will equal positive. But if we have different signs, a negative times a positive, the product or the quotient is always negative. And let me show you what I mean down here. So once again, a positive times a positive will give you a positive product. A negative times a negative will give you a positive product. A negative times a positive will give you a negative answer. And then a positive times a negative will give you a negative. So going back to our integer triangles, let's do red for this. So positive 5 times positive 7 equals positive 35. However, let me erase that. If we've got a negative in here, it changes things. So positive 5 times negative 7 will give us a negative 35. Here's a quick little review about integers. Now, I like to think of integers in terms of temperature. And if you think of your number line, it's really like a thermometer that's just tilted on its side. So here in the red, we've got our positive values, and down here in the blue, we have our negative values. So if I'm adding positive values, the temperature increases or it gets warmer. If I'm adding negative values, the temperature gets colder or it decreases. So here's our 0. Let's represent this as 0 degrees. And then as we move up, we're getting warmer, and as we go down, we're getting colder.